outputs before, just a little recap. We just use our print. We're going to use this to print, we've got another output coming up, but we're going to use this to print a question. So we're going to get an input. So we can print lots of programs and we can have things and we can do sums and lots of mathematical stuff with Python, and that's really easy. But what we're going to do is we're going to start using inputs and we're going to start asking the user to interact with our programs. So just going to ask them what their name is. We're going to use something called input. Now we need to, because we want to use this input, we need to look at something called variables. Now variables are basically, we can use we name them, so we can have X and we can call it something else. We can assign that to a string and we can have that as there we go, a name. We can now use our output, and instead of printing something, a word, we can just print whatever that variable is. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we've got our print that we did before, what's your name, and then we've got X equals Mr. Name and print equals X. But we want to change this. So what we're going to do is we're going to use something called input. You can see how it goes purple there, it's a function. So we've got input, and it asks us to do a prompt, okay? So we've already put ours above, and I like doing this because what happens is it asks us, and it comes down, if you can see here, it comes down on the thing, another name, sorry, another line. So it comes down another line and it comes out and it prints our X. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our outputs, and I'm going to do hello, and then we're going to use that concatenate again X. So here we go, let's do it. And what's your name? Comes down on a new line, and I'm going to put Mr. Name, and it says hello Mr. Name. Now what we can do is we can take this out of here and we can put it into the input, and I'll show you what happens then. So it's the same program, but it's set out slightly differently. We formatted it a little bit differently. So here we go. So I've run it, and can you see that the cursor's there? So now that's where it takes it in. So it's fine, but the way I did it with the print here and then the input just had it on a different line rather than on the same line. So that's just something that you can do to choose about formatting. But that's us using input. We've used a variable there, and now we're printing out hello, and whatever they put here gets stored in this variable X and then gets printed out here.